How dare you? Stop in a bit.
All right, Lemonheads, what's up? You're now tuned into the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live, streaming on our Facebook and Twitter pages at Lemon City Live, and also on the Five Reasons YouTube. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for Five Reasons for hosting us. And I don't know if you guys saw this past weekend's special episode, but we are introducing a new partner. So this show today is brought to you by Intelligent. Look at it. I was pointing at it. An internationally endorsed athletic cognitive brain training simulation that improves players' decision-making, game time awareness, and opponent anticipation. Intelligence simulates actual gameplay in a digital arena to help players better adapt to the shifting realities of real-time sports. So if you want to get better at your soccer game, just go to the link and use Lemon City 15 to receive 15% off discount on all packages when you sign up. So thank you very much, Intelligent, the soccer Intelligent, actually. Xavier, I want to get your take on that when we talk soccer a little later. But yeah, man, I'm really excited to be working with Intelligent, man. They sound really cool. If you didn't catch this past weekend's episode, which was dedicated to Intelligent, go ahead and check it out so you can see what it's all about. It's really interesting. I highly recommend it.
Definitely. It's a good
I might use that because I'm coming back after like a year off. And you know, when you come back, everything is so fast. Bro. So that might help me train a little bit.
That was me last week, except I had like 4 years off. It was rough. It was a rough day.
I've been on the injured list a little longer than that too. So I gotta give it a shot. But no, it's actually really cool, man. Definitely, like Gus said, check out the last episode, the little special that we did, where we talked to to one of the bosses of the company, and it's really cool, man. The way that they broke it down and how you use, a fun way to do it for only 25 minutes a day or 30 minutes, like it says there, 2 times a week, off from your computer, you're gonna get results. And if you get kids that are into soccer, man, definitely a must-have tool. So, anyways, without further ado, this is the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live, Season 8, Episode 23. I'm coming at you live from Marlins Park right now. Ooh. Gus is up in Orlando. Xavier is holding it down for the west side of Florida. We're what is it, Western area? Out there, Look at that. So we're covering all parts. Like I said, I'm at Marlins Park. Marlins won tonight, 3-0 Sandy Alcantara with the complete game shutout. 2 hours, 9 minutes. It's a dream game today. So no complaints. Even though he started off shaky first inning. First inning, he had bases loaded with 1 out, and then just settled down and just cruised right along the game. So good stuff.
Bro, hey, Sandman, bro. Sandy Alcantara threw his 6th career complete game and his 3rd career shutout tonight. Yeah, how about them apples, bro?
Yeah, dude, he had a great showing tonight. What's up, Roy, representing North Carolina? He had a great game. He'd been stuck on 9 wins since before the break, and had his last 2 games, couldn't get a decision, lost one of them. So it's good for the Marlins. Although the Marlins have been struggling, we just snapped a pretty long losing skid here. So, and if you want more Marlins stuff today, Alex dropped a new episode of the First Pitch 305 podcast, where he had special guest friend of the show, an original OG Lemonhead, Jessica Blaylock, on the show today. So she was talking about it. So you got the video up on our Facebook page, and you can get the episode on the website and SoundCloud and wherever you get your podcast. So listen to it. It's a really good.
I think really you can also catch it on our Twitter and on the First Pitch 305 Twitter as well. So whoever you follow. Absolutely. And we're putting it everywhere.
It's gonna be there. So anyway, good stuff.
But you know how we start the show, bro. I mean, phonies and who's got the juice, bro?
Yeah, bro.
I'll go first.
All right.
I'll go first, so Edwin doesn't steal it from me. I'm going with the juice. My man Gonzalo Higuain.
There you
He's
go.
got the juice, making his way back during that redemption road. He's turning his season around, and let's see if he can help our team, the Inter Miami CF, turn their season around. Because the last few games, they look like the Marlins, man. The Marlins had lost like 5 in a row, right? Inter Miami's like in a so-so streak too in the last 6 games, but we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, did he get MLS Player of the Week or no?
He's winning everything. He got Goal of the Week. He's getting he's in the running for all 3 like major awards. I'm not sure if he did win, but he should.
Team of the Week, 90 Minutes gave him Player of the #1 ranking as well. So
90 minutes, yes.
Yeah.
So it was good stuff there. That's a solid one. I knew you were going to take that, so I left that to you.
Thank goodness. I jump in.
I'm going to go with my juice is a little different. It's an afterlife juice for the only Vince Scully, for having graced us for so long with, I didn't know this. He was on the call when Hank Aaron hit his 715th home run to break Babe Ruth's record. He was on the call for Joe Montana's touchdown pass to Dwight Clark in 1982 in the NFC Championship game. He was on the call for a couple other little things. Like, it's just, you forget how it wasn't just Dodger baseball. Like, the guy was everywhere, he was. I got it right here. He was on the call for Don Larson's perfect game in the 56 World Series and Kirk Gibson's pinch hit walk-off home run in the 88 World Series.
So this guy was a good luck charm. He was a walking good luck charm.
And honestly, he was just, like, the guy just had the voice, the timing. He is the GOAT when it comes to what every broadcaster wants to be. He's the guy that everybody tries to study and understand. And
he's the quintessential baseball voice. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing, though. It's not just baseball. It's that guy could read. I think there's a video of him reading a grocery list, and it's like beautiful. It's
quintessential sports broadcaster, I guess.
Yes, man. The guy's a legend, and his voice is just like peanut butter and velvet. It's just beautiful.
I mean, look how long he's been around. He called a 1956 World Series, bro.
Wait. I have something here for you guys. I came prepared. So check this out. Let me see if I can do the math here. But in 1950, when he made his debut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vince Scully did broadcast the game where Connie Mack was the coach for the team, right? Connie Mack was in his late 80s at the time. Now, Connie Mack, right? Let me do the math here. Minus 2016. So Connie Mack started in professional baseball in the year 1886 as a player. Okay? So he went from 1886 to 1950, where he overlapped with Vince Scully in his first year, who went all the way to 2017. That's 100, or 2016. We're talking over 130 to 131 years of baseball between two guys whose careers just, connect. That's incredible, man. I mean, that's as spicy a nugget as you can get right there. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, man. Very, very cool. So that's my little afterlife juice for Vince Scully, who's now, getting to chill. And again, but just overall, like, nobody has ever said a bad thing about the guy. So he's a legend.
That's what's up. All right, my juice goes to Joey Menezes. All right, Joey Menezes plays for the Nationals. He played in the minors for 10 years. All right, he was released multiple times. He played in Japan. He played in Mexico, keeping his career alive. And then yesterday, he was called up for the first time to Major League Baseball, to the Nationals, and his first hit was a home run. How about that? Yeah.
Not bad. Bravo. Good, solid. All right.
There you go. He's got the juice.
He's got the juice. That's a good juice there. All right.
Yeah.
Wants to go
and
with
Salmon. Oh, Sandy Alcantara.
I'm still thinking about my phony.
I got a phony. Who wants to go first?
I got one. I want to go first. Go first. Stephen Ross. Come on, man. What are you doing, bro? Stephen, you can't even cheat correctly.
No.
You know what I mean? Bro, great businessman, because he's done great things with the stadium, bringing in Formula One, all that stuff, all the events that happen over there. Amazing. Great businessman. If this was a business podcast, you got the juice. But no, it's not. It's a sports podcast. And when it comes to the Miami Dolphins and all the things that happen on with the team, bro, just stay out of it. Leave it to the professionals. Don't, it's not. It is a business, but it's different than the business world. It's very different. I'm sure there are plenty of similarities, but it's not the same, man. You can't bully your way into, if you're gonna do it right. God, don't get denied and then get caught and then just it puts us in a deeper hole.
If you're gonna do it like the OG Joe Robbie did back in the early '70s when he went and stole Don Shula and said, "Hey, to make the owner did." At least he finished through,
Yes.
Now, to be somewhat fair, had Brian Flores not put in a lawsuit, at the same day that Tom Brady announced his retirement, we might have Tom Brady and Sean Payton might have a whole other team happening right now with the Dolphins because that was the plan. So
maybe,
it is crazy.
That's what you get for dancing with the devil, bro.
Yeah,
trying to bring in Tom Brady. Get out of here.
That's
what he gets.
I would have taken him.
I'm still a Dolphins person. So
all right, I got my phony. This one hurts. This one hurts because it's hard to put this guy as a phony, but Ric Flair had his fifth last match this weekend.
I knew it was gonna be wrestling.
Oh God, it's and I feel bad because nobody's talking about how bad the optics are of this. Undertaker and Bret Hart and Mick Foley were there, right? Who are younger than him, and they look old and decrepit, just sitting in the front row. Just hey, good job, and Ric Flair's are all bloodied up, and I'm like, come on, dude. There's nothing worse than seeing your idols or guys that were legends when they're way past their prime, still trying to do something, especially so long after the fact. Now, Ric Flair has had many last matches ever, and then he keeps coming back, and this was supposed to be the last match ever. He had the perfect send-off years ago at WrestleMania when Shawn Michaels, right before he hit him with the super kick, said, "I love you," and then get the bang, knocked him out, and then pinned him and kissed him. It was beautiful. That was the stuff that was the WWE perfect way to end an incredible career. And I hate seeing that, dude. So I couldn't get it. I couldn't put myself to any of the festivities that happen. And again, maybe it's a money grab. I don't know what the situation is, but
I have watched some of those little wrestling documentaries that you sent over my way, or wrestling snippets. And I remember watching one about Ric Flair that he used to spend money like a crazy person just to keep with his fake persona. He would spend real money to keep with his what do you call it? Your shtick?
His gimmick.
I mean,
but the thing was, he became his gimmick. That's the thing. It got to a point in the '80s where the line was so blurred that Ric Flair was Ric Flair all the time. You know what I mean? And he's just. He's never broken off from that. Even now, he's still, doing all that stuff.
He's not really high flying, but he's still wheeling and dealing, I guess.
How old is he? How old is he?
Dude, let me look it up real
in his
quick.
80s, bro.
Okay, I see him. I see him acting all crazy with the girls and stuff, and he's like an old man. And
dude,
man,
he's 73 years old. Baba.
There you go.
You can't be out there wrestling at 73 years old. No, man.
He's got that grandpa strength, man.
Yeah, bro. No, just a bad look. So
he's gonna break a hip while he's wrestling, then he's done.
That's all that was missing. Is that he takes a little one bump and then boom. Next thing you know, dislocated hip and the ambulance is coming out. It's just not worth it, man. For what?
This match is brought to you by AARP. You know what I mean?
A new sponsor. You might get a new sponsor. That's a good one. I got
for him.
I got the phony. I got the phony. And Gus made me go back to football. I was thinking about it. The story of the moment is our boy Deshawn Watson, and I'll tell you why he's my phony. Because I remember him all the way back in Clemson. I remember his story. He had a good story, and he was like one of the good guys. So he had everybody fooled. I actually wanted him to be drafted by the Dolphins because I thought he was pretty good, and nobody was making a big deal about him. And then now,
Gus wanted to trade for him.
No, but that was crazy. Now after the fact, that's crazy. After all that information came out,
of course,
Brian was nuts. Shows you how much he cared about winning and how much he he didn't like Tua, but that's a whole different story.
Nah.
But Deshawn, because back in the day, back in Clemson, he was like a good All-American guy, great story, did good deeds. And then now all these lawsuits and all this crazy stuff going on around him, he fooled everybody.
Yeah.
He fooled everybody, unless
Yeah.
like with the money he went nuts. I don't know, but yeah, it's horrible. It's very bad look with the NFL now trying to go and overturn what the judge said, the 6 games, because
Yeah.
previously they've had some other issues that have been pretty bad, and they haven't come down hard on them. That's one of the reasons the judge basically gave them 6 games based on the history of what they've done. Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the worst part, like, I mean, I don't know, Gus, for you, what was the order here? I don't want to jump ahead if we
So
were gonna.
let's just get right in. Let's get right into NFL talk. So I wanted to start off with talking Deshaun Watson, and we
Whoa,
kind
my
of
bad.
glazed over it. No, it's all good.
Nah, I'm
We
joking.
kind of glazed over it. The NFL did issue a 6-game suspension by arbitrator Judge Sue Robinson, and now, like Xavier mentioned, the NFL is they want to appeal it so that they can issue a stiffer punishment. Pun intended.
Yeah, they're appealing
So-
their own suspension.
That's kind of funny.
That
That's
was
kind of funny.
negotiated by themselves. So, yeah, honestly, like the legalities of this whole thing and the whole, like, I'm gonna separate the whole Roger Goodell, judge, jury, executioner, and appeals judge too.
Yeah.
Apparently now that's a whole other issue, the CBA and everything. And I think that players union.
I mean, they
is
have to
gonna
win the
file
appeal.
this. Well, he's the guy who decides if the appeal goes through. That's the whole thing. The way the CPA is constructed, he has all the power. Now, players union is threatening to file a suit.
Imagine I think the president or the head of the players union is a woman, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know, but the thing is,
I think so. But imagine her having to defend Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm sure that happens, even in regular life,
everywhere.
where
Everywhere. Yeah.
female attorneys have to represent these scumbag dudes.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
The police union is so strong that every time there's a dirty cop out there, they get away with everything because their union is so strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they protect their own. Now, the situation here, the problem is, and what's really disgusting about the whole thing is Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns reaction to this. So first off, Deshaun Watson has never admitted any blame. He's sworn that not only is he innocent, but that he never did anything wrong at all. So he's shown no remorse, no, apologies, nothing. People make the argument that, he sat out last season. That's part of the, time served, as they're saying. But no, that was a decision by him to, leverage his free agency, because he thought that he was going to be, not free agency, but leverage his trade value. He wanted to get out of Houston. That's not time served. You know what I mean? Now you've been caught with what you've done. And the thing is, there's something like 30 women now that have filed these, that have accused them of this. And then there's the settlements, that they've made. Now there's still one, I believe, out there that hasn't settled that is going to go to court. And when this arbitrator looked at all the cases, they selected 5 of them, right?
Yeah.
To look at, they weren't going to look at everything. And the arbitrator found that in all 5 cases that they looked at, the evidence was strong enough to say that, not only did a crime, per se happen here, not per se, but, happen here, you lied about it, because he went to a grand jury twice and said that he never did anything. Yeah. So the evidence is there. And it's showing that, like, bro, this dude's just scum. Like, scum. Aside from because, there's one thing is, like, you're a sexual predator scum. And then there's, you're a lying sexual predator scum. So it's just, if you're just adding even more and more things on and everything about, like, if I was a Cleveland Browns fan, dude, I would be so, like, disgusted at my organization, at my team. Like, I would... We talked about it, when he was rumored to be potentially, we all know the Dolphins are going hard after him.
Yeah.
And if the Dolphins had gotten him, bro, I would have, I'd rather be a Jets fan, you know what I mean, than that. And that's saying a lot, dude, just because the situation is it's unbelievable. And then Cleveland yesterday put out a statement saying that they stand behind the decision of this, and that that the arbitrator made, that they stand behind the findings and the decision, and that this guy has shown remorse, and that it's not fair that they're going after him now, even after the fact. But it's like a contradictory statement because he hasn't shown remorse, because that's what the
Yeah.
judge said. You have not shown remorse. You are guilty and you have lied. But
Mhm.
it's hopefully the NFL comes down and says, hey, look, Goodell makes does the right thing here and says, hey, bro,
Mhm.
a year at least, a year. You got to just take the year
At the
off.
very least, man.
At the very least, there's no way that a guy can be,
Mhm.
not charged, but accused of and going through all this, and then at the end of the day, his punishment is the richest contract in NFL history.
Yeah.
And no fine, a 6-game suspension, and you get all that. It's not right. It's a
At
joke
all.
overall, man. So hopefully Goodell does the right thing here and make something happen. Now the problem with that, sorry, I'm rambling. I just have all this stuff here. I was looking into this before. The
Mhm.
problem here is that when they created the CBA, the players union didn't want, the whole idea was to have an independent arbiter is to come in there, and then where the NFL doesn't get involved and they say, hey, that person said that this is the punishment, that's what it's going to
Yeah.
be. But the person who appeals the decision that was agreed upon, like I said, is Goodell. So here we are.
Mhm.
We'll see what
They
happens.
basically they left that loophole in there so they can just keep it status quo. Basically, is what.
At the end of the day, no matter what they decide on and everything,
Yeah.
there's an agreement in place. So yeah, man. Like our friend here, Jonathan says, the NFL is a joke. Yeah, it's not a good look right now, but
Mhm.
we'll see. This guy has a chance, to maybe Goodell do the right thing, but we'll see. What do you guys think? You think there's gonna be a case where he gets, maybe
I mean, he's gonna get a more punishment, more games, something on top of what Judge Sue Robinson laid down on him. You know what I mean? Because NFL, they haven't been the greatest PR company in the at least over a decade. You know what I mean? It's been a long time since they've looked good in the public eye. So I feel like this is a great opportunity for them to finally get some good PR and be like, oh, let's right this wrong,
Yep.
So I mean, it's not because they care or anything like that. NFL and all the people there, all the owners have shown that they don't give a shit about anybody except money. It is what it
Unfortunately,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, but if at least if something better can come of this, I mean, I don't even think that anything is worth is what's it called?
I think Xavier's got
There's
a
no
visitor there.
punishment. There's no
You saw
punishment.
he came out.
It's all good, bro. So,
Yeah.
so go ahead, guys. You're saying?
No, there's no punishment that's gonna fit the action.
Whoa.
I don't know if they disagree or if
Right.
But well, all right. Let's see. What do you guys think here? We'll go around the horn here real fast. What do you think? Over, under 1 year suspension, guys? What do you think? You think 1 year? Is it gonna be? What do you think Goodell's gonna do?
I think it's gonna go a full season.
You think?
Yeah, 1
So you're
year.
gonna go one whole season? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Xavier, what do you think? Year, more or less?
I think this is a very, very delicate situation that is not just in regards to Deshaun Watson, with also deals with the things that happened before, and I think it has to do also with the owners, because there's some owners that have been charged with sexual harassment and other skeletons in the closet. So he has to be careful if he's going to go after this guy and make an example of him. It's only a matter of time before one of the owners, they come out and he has 10, 15, whatever, 20 allegations also. And he's going to have to come hard on them.
The owner of Washington.
The Redskins, yeah. That's specifically what I'm talking about. So there's so many things involved here. I don't know if they'll
But
make
Goodell
it a year.
can't really do anything to those guys unless the rest of the owners are in agreement.
Well,
right?
The situation with the owners is that in the CBA and in the conduct policy, it says specifically very clearly that the owners will be held to an even higher example than the players.
Understand
and
but we all know that's bullshit.
Well, the thing is, it's not that it's bullshit. It's just that it's the whole NFL is just a conflict of interest because the
Yeah.
guy who represents the owners, and is
Works for the
deciding all
owners.
these things is being paid by the owners. He gets like $60 million, I think, a year is his salary that he gets from the owners. So he's out there to protect the PR. But to be fair, though, well, not to be fair, but just to point out something. The issue with Deshaun Watson is that he was actually because the case that they're talking about is like Robert Kraft. He got caught with soliciting sex at a masseuse place, and they've kind of just watched the whole thing, and we don't hear or see anything about it. But with that situation,
there's a guy that knows how to cheat.
Exactly. With that situation, the legalities of that one is a little bit different because there was already an intention. He wasn't trying to force somebody into something. Where there is the difference between what's happening with Watson, where he was going in there trying to force it and doing stuff to people against their will. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why and then there was also some legalities because apparently I heard today that when they were doing the investigation of Kraft, they were it was like a sting operation, but they were recording other people there without their knowledge, to try to catch them. And then it became a thing like where we can't use this stuff because
it's inadmissible in court.
So so that's kind of where we're at there. But I mean, I'm thinking you guys are. I see what Xavier's saying, and Gus, you're saying a year. I'm thinking it's going to be at least a year, but I still see a slight possibility that this could be like an indefinite suspension, where a year minimum, and then they kind of revisit it next year and then see what they want to do.
Like Ray Rice.
Kind of, yeah. I think so. I think they got to,
because Ray Rice originally got like 4 games, and then they went to indefinite. It was 2 games originally. Then when the video came out, it became indefinite, right?
They jumped it up, and then remember Ezekiel Elliott got 6 games for something similar where there was no charges or anything, but there wasn't 22 or 25 women, accusing him of that. So there's some precedent, but there isn't. So we'll see. I think the next few days are going to be very, very, very interesting.
Crucial
when it comes to this. Yeah,
definitely.
But
yeah, man. All right, let's jump to the other side of the country in Arizona, where another quarterback, Kyler Murray, as remember we were talking last week, he had a 4-hour weekly study requirement in his contract. Well, it turns out that they went ahead and they removed it, right? Because I guess they didn't want to embarrass him. But personally, I think the damage is done. He's embarrassed.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
He should be.
Yeah, definitely.
But what about the...
Okay, so
no, go ahead.
Somebody released a finding where they are able to prove,
The internet finds
everything, man. So somebody did a little study and they found out.
Wait, unless I'm using it though, I never find anything.
That's right. Everybody except Edwin knows how to use the internet. But I think you're the one that found this though. So congrats to you.
I gotta give it to Achilles. That was it.
Oh, that was Achilles. All right. Yeah, Achilles sent this over. Yeah, Achilles sent this over earlier today, where somebody on Reddit found that when during Call of Duty's double XP weekends, Edwin, you're gonna have to explain to me what that means.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
So every so often, everybody plays Call of Duty just to get points, right? You level up your guy, you rank them up. So on certain weekends, they do things where, like the name says, double XP. So whatever is worth 1 point, your points are double. So these little situations, so you can move up and level up even quicker. So they found that during these double XP weekends,
his performance dropped considerably. Oh my! Now, anybody that knows statistics knows that that correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation. But sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, man. He's known to play Call of Duty excessively, and it just so happens that on these double XP weekends, he plays worse than normal. You know what I'm saying?
Worse than normal?
Yeah.
What's up with these guys?
Normally he plays well, but apparently not when he plays too much Call of Duty.
Yeah, man.
I must be like an old man, old school, whatever my mentality, but I can't understand grown-ass men, just a guy like him, though, a professional, that's his job. At least during that season, during those games that he has to play, he has to just focus on his job. You have to relax, play some, but not overdo it. And what is with all this stuff with all these video games, dude?
All right, let's play a game here. Let's age Xavier here without giving his age away. When was the last
nobody's
time?
gonna get it.
When was the last time that what was the last video game you played?
Oh man, Jesus! It was like from probably like the Nintendo. I had the Sega Genesis. I think that's the original that came out. That's the only video game that I bought. I was around when the Atari came out. When that came out, I didn't have one of those, but I played. I got a Sega Genesis. Sent it to Colombia. Never played video games again. Except with friends, and probably it's got to be something from Nintendo 64, the little cartridge that you got to get it out of, blow it, and put it back in. I look at the graphics now in the games, and I'm like, wow, we were entertained with such little things.
Yeah, man.
I can't believe
Frogger, and
I can't believe in this situation. I can't believe that in this situation, I'm the youngest person here.
Oh, 100%, because I'm on the same boat, dude. I had a regular Nintendo, the first Nintendo, and then I had a Sega Genesis, and then my cousin gave me his Dreamcast, and that's it. That's where it ends. And now one of my boys gave me his Xbox, and I use it to watch TV.
You guys are horrible. See, this is exactly
my son
about.
plays. My son plays video games, but I have no clue.
Yeah.
I was on that Call of Duty drug for a few years, some years back. So I know where it's like you're walking around and you're just like, you're thinking you're in a game all the time.
You made Arizona get out of the playoffs and now make the playoffs.
Man. Oh, for sure. I
You
definitely
were playing with Murray. You were playing with Kyler.
He used to be in my group.
But check this out. Check this out, guys. Kyler Murray's average passer rating on non-double XP weekends is 97.43, and on double XP weekends, it's 89.65. So that's over 7% drop in his passer rating on those weekends. And now his record on non-double XP weekends is 18, 16, and 1. So he's over 500. And on double XP weekends, it's 4, 7, and 0. So it's sub 500.
Mm-hmm.
Look
what
at
was that. What was that phrase you gave me? Causation, correlation, whatever.
Yeah,
correlation.
That's what that is.
They should put that in his contract.
Like
put that in his contract. No video games.
Oh man, that'd be rough. He can only play Madden. That's what they should tell him.
Old school Madden.
He needs the new playbooks. He needs the new playbooks.
They should get him some intelligent, right? Intelligent.
Football. They have it for football.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
I'm not sure if they've brought that out yet, but that's in their docket. Yeah,
I'm sure they will. Basketball, baseball, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, man. All right, so
Gus, your boy was just here.
Who's my boy?
From middle school.
Gabby Sanchez.
I was gonna be like,
fun fact, I went to middle school with Gabby Sanchez. I had no idea he was in the Marlins. I had no idea that was one of my friends from middle school. Yeah, it was the same guy until my brother goes, "Hey, he went to your middle school," and then I was like, "What?" I look him up in the yearbook, and I was like, "Oh my god, I used to have lunch with this kid." Funny story.
That's the best story. You gotta cover your hang out with him. Just be like,
but there's no way. Like, if I didn't remember him, there's no way he's gonna remember me.
I know, but
you never know. You never know. You'll be surprised.
I'll find an old McMillan T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a good icebreaker. Just sit next to him and be like,
"What school? What school was it?"
McMillan Middle School.
Nice.
West Kendall. Oh man.
The hood. That's the hood. You were in the hood.
That's the hood. Yeah, it's an A-Rod, right? All right, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back to a little bit local. Tua Tagovailoa has been receiving a lot of praise during training camp. Right? Videos emerged of him. Oh, what's up?
Hello. Oh, look at that guy.
What's up, Alex? Hey, so as I was saying, Tua has been getting a lot of praise during training camp. You know, the Dolphins released a video of him, dishing out a 65-yard bomb to the cheetah.
Carrying the flag.
It was sweet. Yeah, man. But a lot of people have also been saying relax. It's just practice. It's just training camp. Let's wait till
Those guys don't
season to see how he
understand.
does.
Those guys don't understand the teachings of 2-1-on. They don't appreciate the symbolism behind everything.
But I've also seen. I saw a tweet from Omar Kelly, who's a big Dolphins reporter, and he said that Tua has been practicing at a much higher level than Ryan Tannehill. So that's got to count for something. You know what I mean? Because
it's not hard
a
to
lot
do.
of people say it's not hard to do. But how you practice is inevitably how you play. Yeah,
that's what they say.
How you practice?
Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill handing off the ball.
That's all I do, bro. That's all I do. That's all I
and get sacked.
Oh man! So that's gonna count for something, right? If he's looking good in practice, there's a good chance that it's gonna show on the field. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know me,
Absolutely. And I think it's super important for the fan base, but especially for him, for the confidence level. I mean, I always thought he was a good player, but when he got injured, I was iffy with the Dolphins drafted him. I have to be honest, with that hip injury, I didn't know he would be able to play, but I always liked him, and more probably because I think he's a really good guy. Just from what I see, I think he's a real good guy, and I want him to succeed. But and I think he has talent. And if he's practicing well, he's got to feel better. He has confidence. The new coach has given him the confidence. And when you play with confidence, when you're not thinking, when you don't have this pressure and you let it go and let loose, he's going to be better. He's definitely going to be better than last year. How much better? I don't know. I hope much better. But he's definitely going to be better. That's a given. Yeah. And the team is better. The team around him is better. So theoretically, everything should be better. But it's the Dolphins, and they do this to us every year. But it's been 20. How many years? Remember, it's been 20-something years, dude. I grew up with Danny Marino, playing in the streets, saying I was Danny Marino. And then after that, nothing.
Playing on your Atari. I know, I got you, bro.
And then nothing until now. Until I drank a little bit of Kool-Aid with Tannehill. I thought, okay, that
was a mistake.
He might.
We all drank that bad Kool-Aid. I know.
Yeah.
And then we got Tua, and so Tua's here.
Look.
Tua's here.
You smell that? It's victory, bro. I'm smelling it. Victories. A lot of W's coming.
We got a tough schedule, dude. We got a tough schedule, man.
We got a tough schedule, but the Dolphins still have that defense that they've always had, and they added a lot more weapons onto the offense. So,
but Brian Flores is not here. Was he the reason they were so good on defense? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Yeah,
like there's new coach, lots of new players, new offense, new skill players, and most importantly, there's a new excitement. We haven't had that in a long time. We're really jacked up about it. I am not a fair person to talk about this because I have been carrying that 2-1-on flag for a while here. So, like Jonathan said here, he's got no judgment until I see him on the regular season or after a few games. See, Jonathan seems like a more level-headed fan, but he's also going to be a little late to the Tua train here because it's going to take off, man. Week 1. He's going to be real good.
He's going to be the story of the league. But the thing with Tua is it's either you love him or you hate him. Like, I don't know too many people in between. I really don't. I don't know too many people in between. You want him to succeed, or some people already wrote him off that he's not a player. I think he's a good player, and that hopefully he can do something this season. I don't know how good he's going to be, but I think he can be a really, really good player. All we need is someone to, I'm not going to say the manage word because we don't want to have a game manager, but he's a guy with all those weapons, supposedly all those supposed weapons. Let's see if they all work. There's no injuries and all this other stuff. If he does his job, it should be good. Yeah. It should be good.
He's known for being accurate. He just gets flustered under pressure. So Dolphins.
Everybody does though. Everybody does.
No, not everybody. Some guys do a great job of getting rid of the ball or making a play when they're under pressure. And that's what separates the elite quarterbacks, the top 5 guys in the league.
The Tom Brady's from everybody else.
I knew you were going to mention that name, and I want you to go back and look at his statistics. When it's a different Tom Brady, especially like
when he's under pressure.
It's a different Tom Brady. Every time he played teams that were up on him all the time, his rating, everything was down. Every
Edwin,
quarterback under
you know-
pressure goes down.
Do you know who had the lowest pressure rate in 2021? Tom
The
Brady.
lowest.
Tom Brady,
Yeah,
the
bro.
lowest pressure rate. He doesn't get pressured. So
When he gets pressure,
that's
like
a
he
big
did,
reason. That's a
he
big reason
loses.
why he's considered the GOAT, because that's been his whole career.
But he
But
knows how to put him
nevertheless,
off guys.
nevertheless, he's still, he's not terrible under pressure.
He is
He's
no,
really
he's the
good
goal.
for a
He's the
reason.
goal. Absolutely.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
But either way, you're out, Edwin. All
Gotta
right.
get going, guys. They're
Two off
shutting it down
forever.
over here. So have a great show. Enjoy the
Wait,
rest
Edwin,
of the time.
before you go,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, and I
Demon.
completely forgot. Have you seen the trailer for the new Predator movie?
I'm not a Predator guy.
You're not a Predator guy? Xavier, you?
I'm not a big movie. I'm an old
No?
man, dude. I'm not big into movies and stuff, dude. I'm not into all these movies.
Oh man, dude, it looks great. It's got a super high rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm kind of excited about it.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You gotta
I
trust
gotta
the Rotten
check.
Tomatoes,
I gotta
man.
see. Send me the link. Send me the link. I'll give it
send
a
it
look,
to
but
you.
I definitely
I'll
won't.
check
I
it
won't
out.
stumble
I'll
on
check
that
it
on
out.
my own. So
I haven't even
Enjoy
seen
the
Top
rest
Gun
of the
yet.
evening.
Bye.
Later,
Oh,
Edwin.
get him out of here. Kick him out. Kick him out.
I haven't seen it yet.
Go
I gotta go
do it
see
by
it.
yourself. All right, guys. Later.
Bye,
Later,
bye.
dude.
Predator. Coño,
All
we're going
right.
back.
Yeah,
Going
man.
back.
Let me fix the. There we go. All right, so now that we're done talking a bit. Oh wait, I think there was one more thing I wanted to talk NFL.
Do it.
It was. Oh, do you play fantasy football, Xavier?
Like I told you, I'm an old man, dude. I don't. No,
Oh,
I don't.
dude.
I have a lot of friends that do it. You know why I can't do it?
Why?
Because then I'd be worrying and I wouldn't enjoy the game. I couldn't. I can't. I will be paying attention to
All right,
what
look.
this guy did and that guy
Yeah.
did. Oh man.
No,
I don't wanna do it,
no,
man.
trust me, that makes it more fun. This season,
I'd rather drink beer and eat chicken wings and not care.
You can
go
do
for the
that too.
Dolphins. I go for the Dolphins. No, because you got money at stake with
no.
this stuff, man.
So this season we have a Lemon City Live Fantasy Football League where we play with some of the show's fans and ourselves and everything. So,
Okay.
but there's no money involved. It's just bragging rights. It's just for fun.
Right, of course. Right.
So this season you're gonna play with us, and
And
you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
gonna be a lot
win
of
for
fun.
beginner's luck when I win.
Dude, I think it was. I don't remember if it was last season or the season before. One of our friends of the show, Eric Henry, who covers college football, specifically FIU, he couldn't log into his account from the beginning of the season, so the app was just auto selecting his players for him and everything. And I think he won the league.
Artificial intelligence, man.
Yes.
Took over.
Yeah. So there you go. That tells you a lot about how easy or difficult it is to
I
win
know that.
fantasy football.
That's a good pro tip there. I'll just leave it automated and that's it.
Yeah,
Just
man.
pick
So
the players and-
one last thing I wanted to mention,
What's
fantasy football related. It's a spicy sports nugget, bro. There was only one running back last season that played more than 70% of their team's offensive snaps, and that was Najee Harris of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who played 84% of his team's snaps. So he had a pretty great rookie season. So that's a running back to look out for in your upcoming fantasy football drafts.
I wanted him for Miami, but Miami got a good player too. So he got a solid player.
Yeah, man. All right, so hey, man, let's get into a
do
little soccer talk. This new segment we're gonna call X Gonna Give It to You.
I'm gonna give it to you.
So like we said at the beginning of the show, this segment is brought to you by Intelligent. All right, so let's get right into it, man. Miami.
I'm gonna try out that Intelligent for sure,
dude, and it's super cost friendly. The subscription is like maybe it's $100 for the entire year. I forget off the top of my head, but I'll look into it. I'll let you know, and I'll
no, for sure I'm gonna try it. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it's really cost friendly, man. So, anyways, Inter Miami this past week they drew versus Cincinnati. Bro, Gonzalo Higuain had a hell of a game. Yeah,
what a match.
Tell us a little bit. Tell us your thoughts on the game.
It's one of those games that when you feel like you're in a dream, you're not sure if you're asleep, you're not sure if you're asleep or if you're awake, but you're enjoying what's happening around you.
Yeah.
It was an amazing game. Gonzalo, if you've read from the beginning of the season, I always have stated that he's going to be an important player for the team, even when he was playing really, really bad. And why was he playing bad? I think he was just out of shape, and I think he needed an attitude adjustment. And that benching by Phil, I think was really important. It touched him. I think it hurt his pride a little bit. And I'll tell you about that because in the press conference after the game, I kind of got a vibe from him that was interesting to me. But I think that benching got to him. It made him work a little bit harder. I think his attitude got better, and he's progressively has gotten in better form, and he showed all his ability in that game. That free kick was a world-class free kick.
For sure.
It's a free kick that you'll see in the best stadiums in the world, and we got to see it here. I mean, that was an amazing. I put it was a sonic boom because it just boom. It was beautiful, world class. But the second goal he scored, that's a great goal too. That's an amazing goal. One, because Pozuelo puts a ball, knives through the defense. But you have to see what Gonzalo brings. And what he brought was that he saw the angle, he saw Pozuelo, and he made the perfect move at the perfect time. Some guys might have got caught offside there. He came in between two guys, made a run, got the ball, had the time and the ability to stop it. The goalie came out, give him a little juke, left him on the ground, took a push. Defender was coming, put it in with his left. That's another world-class goal. I mean, and I'm not even exaggerating. It's not a lot of players would have that composure or that technique. He's slower. Yeah. He's not the same guy that played in Real Madrid and all the top teams, in Europe. But he still has his talent, and you could always see that even when he wasn't playing well, the way he would stop the ball, things like that. So those two goals were amazing. And then even the penalty kick, you see what a veteran, wily veteran he is. He's going to take the kick, and his body movement, he made the goalie jump, pick a side, left him like trash, and just put it in there. So it was really, those three goals were class. That's why he's on the team of the week, and I think he's probably the player of the week. But when we were in the news conference, it was pretty interesting because he came and you could tell he was frustrated. And he was frustrated at the fact that one of the things he said was that, we knew beforehand, before playing the game, their front three, what they were going to do, that we got to take care of them, and we couldn't do it. At halftime, the coach once again got into them, let them know what they needed to do, the adjustments they need to make, and they still didn't do it. They were down, and luckily they were able to tie. So he was frustrated at that fact. Now imagine, he's used to playing with guys of really high level guys, and he might feel like, what's going on here? Why are we not doing better? But
I'm sure he can see all of the little mistakes that led to them giving up those goals. That maybe some of the other players, they don't really see it, or they don't see it in real time like he does.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The game is slow for him. Like they say in sports, right? The game for him is slow. His body is slower, but it's still, his decision making is vision is a lot faster than most of the guys on the field.
And by the way, that's what intelligence does for you. By the way, it helps you see the game slower so that you can react quicker.
I did a little plug in there. I didn't even mean to. But what was the most interesting to me was that he's talking, saying all these things, and I asked him, "Hey, Gonzalo, the coach, you and Pozuelo are getting along really well. You understand, and that happens normally in a sport like soccer when two guys are quality players. They could just meet, start touching the ball around, and the magic's there because it's just an innate ability. So I told him, look, Pozuelo was substituted off. You were substituted off. The game changed. Obviously, that's why they came, they went ahead, and then luckily we tied. Yeah. But my question to him was, could you have played the 90 minutes? Because I'm one of the guys, and I've written it, and I wrote it early on. I said, hey, he's a super sub, man. 15, 30 minutes, and then the last game I said, oh, he could play 45 before the Cincy game. 45 because he looks like he's getting in better shape. And in this game, he was in a zone, and I don't think he should have been taken off. I think that and he didn't think he would have been taken off because he said, I asked him, hey, could you have finished the 90 minutes? He goes, yes, but I respect it's the coach's decision.
Yeah.
But imagine, he goes, imagine I had 3 goals, and but I have to respect the coach's decision. So I knew there, it's like, wow, he's all in. He's all in with his team. It's a different Gonzalo, and I think that's a good thing for us. But then everybody else needs to step up, because I don't think they've been stepping up. I've been they're stepping down.
Yeah.
In the last 6 games, they've only made, they've only added 5 points. It's 1 win, 2 draws, and 3 losses. And I'm not counting the 6-0 bashing against Barcelona, because that was embarrassing. We didn't even talk about that, because that's embarrassing. And we're gonna jump over that. But I think Gonzalo's on fire, and Campana has an injury. He has a knee injury. They put him in, and he's still, to me, he's still not 100%. So I think Gonzalo's going to be starting for the foreseeable future. Even although I think he's earned it with his play.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 MLS Player of the Week awards, and were they in a row, or was one week in between? But they were both recent.
Yeah,
one was this past week, and the last one was recent.
He's scoring important goals. He's scoring important goals, and he's showing up at the right time.
Definitely. So yeah, man, what do you think is the problem with the defense? Because I feel like if you're putting up 4 goals in a game, 3 goals in a game, that should give your defense a little bit of buffer to defend more efficiently.
I think, look, they in this last game against Cincy, they changed. Usually, the Herons Inter Miami plays 4-3-3. Yeah. In this game, they came out with a 3-4-3, and the 3 in the back was McVay on the left, which he's solid. In the middle, you had Saylor, which is a rookie player, and to me was surprising. He's a very good player, but he's still a rookie. Yeah. And you had Damon Lowe, who's been a very, very solid player, but he's best at center back. And I think that it's just my opinion. Remember, I'm not a Coach Neville or anything like that, but you had 3 center backs, natural center backs. Water center backs tend to be a little bit taller, a little bit heavier, not as fast, not as quick. They tend to be. The world-class guys, like Van Dijk and these guys have all the tools. They're big, they're fast, they're stronger. Yeah. Well, to me, you can't play 3 center backs when you're playing the 3. And I'm going against the theory and all that. But me personally, I would have put Lowe in the middle. I would have had maybe Gibbs, although McVay is amazing and he scored the game time. And then I would have had Yedlin come back because of his speed. What happened was they put Yedlin up as a wing back in that 3-4-3. They put him up as a wing back, and they put Robert Taylor as the other wing back.
That's not where Yedlin usually plays, right?
They usually play a line of 4, so he plays right back, and then McVay's on the left, and then you'll have Lowe in the middle with sometimes Mabika, most of the times now with Saylor.
Yeah,
but Saylor didn't have a great game there because he's not the fastest guy, and he just had a bad game. It's normal, throughout the season you're gonna have a bad game, 1 or 2 bad games. So he just had a bad game, and I think it was a learning curve for her. But like I was telling you, I'd put maybe Gibbs, Lowe, and Yedlin, because you have that big guy in the middle, and then you have those 2 quick guys that are really good. I don't like Yedlin too far up because he stays up. And
he doesn't come back.
He hasn't lately. He hasn't been dropping. So a lot of times the pressure and things have been coming through his side. But that's what I think. I think that you have to keep tweaking because in this game they attacked the best they've attacked all season.
Let me ask you, when Yedlin goes up and maybe he doesn't come back down, is that maybe part of their strategy where he'll go up and he'll try to be part of the offense a little bit, but somebody's supposed to be covering his area when he's not there? Is that something that's just
you shift? You're supposed to shift. Yeah.
Is that not happening, or is that maybe not the right strategic move? Should they not do that?
I think they've all been called, and there was an interview with Saylor that I saw recently. And one of the things he said is that the coach told them at the half they have to stay in their shape. What happens is when they make all these movements, sometimes they lose the flow and the shape. When Yedlin goes up, Lowe has to shift a little bit. But Gregory, which is the pivot guy, goes a little bit either Gregory or Mota, depending on how they're moving on the field. But
Yeah.
I personally, just from what I've seen all season, Gregory, who's I think is the best defender on the team as far as definitely the best defensive midfield. And I think the one player that doesn't have a substitute as good or near his ability, similar style. I think he's the only true pivot that the team has because they play Mota back there a lot. But Mota to me is a more mixed player. I think Gregory is a defensive player, but he has a lot of skill and ability, and he gets caught up too high for my liking. He's always up high and then leaves Mota down, and he's a lot quicker. He's one of the top guys in the league in regards to defending one-on-one and tackles made. So he's a good player, but I don't like him going up so high. And then you have him and Yedlin going up, and you're leaving these guys exposed. You have Lowe, you have Saylor, and then you have McVay, who are not the fastest guys in the world. But it's a team. It's a team thing.
Yeah,
it's movements. All the parts have to move together, and at times they haven't. But I personally don't like Gregory going up so high, and I don't appreciate three guys that big. Not fast enough to recover.
Yeah,
not quick enough, especially against that team. Maybe against another team you could have them, but against this team, you knew that their strength was the top three guys, and not, Brenner and Vasquez. Vasquez was just called to replace Castellanos for the All-Star game, but Brandon Vasquez should be on the radar for the U.S. national team, for the World Cup. I don't think they will take him because it doesn't look like Greg Holter has a big inclination for him. Yeah. But the first time they played, he put 3 on the Herons. He put 3 on Miami. He scored 3 goals. Yeah. And I at that point I said, wow, this guy's an interesting player. He's an interesting player. He's got a lot of ability. He does a lot of things well. And you have, I think, him and Brenner are 2 of the better attacking players in the league. So you had that against Cincy in this game, and you leave these 3 guys back there. It's tough. It was a tough assignment, and they paid for it.
All right. Now you mentioned Pozuelo earlier. Of course, he fed that beautiful pass to Higuain for his second goal. How has he been acclimating himself into the team, and is it working out? You feel like so far?
No, he's definitely made a difference because we didn't have a player that commands that respect. Yeah, in the midfield, as far as he gets the ball, he calms, he's composed, he makes the right read, the right pass. We had, Bryce Duke, the little gem that I really, really like him as a player, has been the one that has been put off a little bit off to the side because of Pozuelo. Yeah. And Pozuelo, the first game was magic. He was amazing. And then the second game against New York FC, he disappeared. And I put that in the writing. I said, hey, what happened? He had an amazing game, and then now he disappeared. Let's see what we're going to get the next game. Well, against Cincy, he was magic again, but both games were at home. So I don't know what that means, but he needs to be consistent because if Miami's going to do something, he needs to be consistent. And I think he's done well, but he's had 2 brilliant games and 1 bad game. Let's see what happens the next game. The next game is tonight against San Jose on the road. He didn't play that first game, really well on the road. I hope he does well today because they need to win this game. The next 4 games are crucial for them and their playoff hopes because the schedule gets tough. They've had a crappy streak, and if they don't beat San Jose, who's not the greatest team in the world right now, they're in trouble because after that they have New York City. I mean, wait, it's I just wrote it down. I had it, I forgot it, but I know they play. It's Montreal. They play San Jose, Montreal, New York City, and then
Toronto.
And Toronto at home. And those games are tough. Those next 3 games. Montreal is in 3rd place in the standings. Damn. And New York City is in 2nd place in the Eastern Conference. I don't know what place Toronto is in the Western, but I know that with the 3 new players that they have, the 3 new Italian players, they've been a team that's playing a lot better, and they're gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough. It's not gonna be easy to beat them here at home.
I'll tell you right now, Toronto is 13th. Ugh.
Right, yeah, but that's why they made all those moves, and I don't want to. I was questioning. They got rid of Pozuelo, and they're not too good. I was like, well, okay, are they giving us damaged goods or what's going on here? But the guy still has a lot of talent. He's got a lot of magic at his feet. So
and I'm sure he'll show up for that game. You know that the revenge game is there's always something to be said about that revenge game. So I'm sure he'll show up.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome,
for sure,
bro.
he has to.
Thank you for your insight. Like I mentioned earlier, let's give our sponsor their due. This segment was brought to you by Intelligent, an internationally endorsed athletic cognitive brain training simulation that improves players' decision-making, game time awareness, and opponent anticipation. Intelligent simulates actual gameplay in a digital arena to help players better adapt to the shifting realities of real-time sports. So make sure you use Lemon City 15 at checkout to receive a 15% discount on all packages when you sign up. One of the interesting things that they mentioned to me was that they found, and they weren't even considering this, but they found that people that use Intelligent get injured a lot less because they're not making dumb decisions. So
interesting.
Yeah, man. So if you want your kid to improve his soccer game and get injured a lot less, I suggest investing in Intelligent.
I play in the mornings with a bunch of old men over here. We play early. Like I think I told you guys, like at 6 in the morning, at 7:30 we're done. Yeah, because people go to work and stuff.
Yeah.
And this will be great for us because I now I'm playing defense. I just got back. I'm thinking, man, that's a dumb decision. So maybe I'm gonna tell them, hey, let's all get this. Let's all get this, and we can make better decisions. You get the ball,
man.
Take on 5 people. Oh, maybe you can pass it.
Seriously.
So
and it's cool. It's like
getting hurt.
It's like a video game. So and you only have to play it for 30 minutes twice a week. So it's not like your kid's gonna get addicted to some video game. 30 minutes twice a week, and they say that you'll see improvements in your play. So that leads me to this. On this day, Xavier,
what happened?
In 1936, American sprinter Jesse Owens wins the 100-meter sprint in front of Adolf Hitler in a famous race at the Berlin Olympics. And it was his first of 4 gold medals at the Olympic Games.
Amazing.
So shout out to Jesse Owens. Fuck racism.
That's crazy, man.
There you go, man.
That's crazy. I just saw the movie for Jackie Robinson. On the plane because I was on a flight this week and I saw it. It's like there's so much history, so many great things, and it was all this racism. So it's crazy, man.
Man. And speaking of history, on this day in 1852, America's first intercollegiate sporting event takes place as the Harvard heavyweight rowing crew beats Yale by 2 lengths over 2 miles on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire. How about that? 1852 was the first intercollegiate sporting event.
Yeah, I got the form down.
Yeah?
Rowing, wow.
Yeah, man. So there we go. So everybody, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Evening Juice with Lemon City Live. We'll do our best to restream the shows in the mornings on our YouTube page on Lemon City. If you missed the show, you can always catch it on the podcast the next day. All right, Xavier, any parting words for us?
Well, the game at 10:30, you're gonna see Inter Miami, San Jose. It's a must win. I tweeted today. It's like I hate using the phrase must win, but it's a must win because those 3 points are super important for their aspirations. The next 3 games after that, Montreal, New York City, and Toronto City, it's the second team, third team in the standings, and then those 2 are tough. So I said if they get 6 points out of these 4 games, I'll be happy. That's a good split. Hopefully, they need to do it. I don't know. We'll see what happens today. We'll see if Gonzalo still has the magic. We'll see if Pozuelo can do it. We'll see what lineup changes. What lineup changes Phil does. If he does them, what happens. It's always a mystery. It's always a mystery. But it's a roller coaster. Right now, the coaster is going down.
Yeah.
We need to go back up.
They started down. Phil made adjustments, and they were on the up and up. So it's just time for him to make some new adjustments, especially after adding a player like Pozuelo. So we'll see that everybody. Quarantine. That's right.
Don't forget my man, Quarantine.
He's still on quarantine.
Well,
it's quarantine.
Well,
Is that your
Cornton,
Cornton?
I guess.
Cornton. I don't know. I'm not French.
No, but they call him Coco. Leave it at Coco. But he
Oh,
made
Coco,
the
perfect.
last. He made the last pass for
Uh-huh.
McVay. He gave it to McVay. McVay
Oh.
made the nice move and
Oh,
ripped
nice.
it with his
So
heart.
both of our new players produced. I like it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Lemonheads. Stay tuned for Xavier's post-game recap. It'll be out maybe tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. Also, if you missed it, go check out the First Pitch 305 podcast, where Alex Aguirre, host of the podcast, interviews Jessica Blaylock. It was great. All right, guys. See you next week. Take care.